Hi everyone, Linda Israel here. Thank you so much for being here during my live stream. I greatly appreciate your support. I've pre-recorded this so that we can have some of the behind the scenes done while you listen to me for just a moment. I again want to thank you so very much for being here during my live stream. If you could, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends so that they can come join us. And if you will also give me a comment in the comment section after this video is done, and then definitely speak up in the chat and say hi. Lastly, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Now, if you're watching this as a replay, generally, if you're on a computer, you can go down below and look for the little gear. You can change that and make the speed faster. If you're on a mobile device, look up in the corner, up in this area for three little dots, and you can change the speed there as well. Those of you that are here live, do definitely speak up in the chat. I greatly appreciate you being here. Well, those that are here live earn a virtual currency. Junkie Joe should be coming up here in just a moment, and you'll be able to check how many bucks that you have. What are bucks? They're junk bucks. It's just a virtual point system that I have created on my account when we're live so that you can redeem those once you get to 2,000 for a $10 off coupon to my shop. So you can type exclamation point bucks to see how many that you have. And if you have 2,000 and you're ready for a coupon code, type exclamation point award, and my official note takers will take down that information. Now, if you haven't already created an account on my website at lindaisrael.com, please do so, and then send me a message through the contact form letting me know what your YouTube username is. Why? So I'll have your email address and I can email you your coupon code. Also, if you make a donation throughout this live stream, you can be added to my YouTube donators membership that I have on my website. So again, create an account, say, hey, Linda, I donated, and tell me what your username is on YouTube if it's different. That way I can get you added to that. At the end of this stream, I will have journals made, and you will have the opportunity to win one of those journals. Throughout the live stream, we'll have some various raffles, and we also have in-chat games. So be looking out for that in the chat, and I'll kind of speak it up when I get to it. For example, if you type exclamation point raffle, right now you can be in a chance to win 200 junk bucks. So you'll be well on your way to getting 2,000 junk bucks. Normally, Robin is my official note taker. Sometimes Angelica is my official note taker. It kind of depends on what's going on. These are members and administrators of my Facebook group, the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, we'd love to have you come and join us over there. What else? Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. Hey, if you have a question, try to put it in all caps. That way I'll see it. If I don't see it, please don't be offended. The chat sometimes moves fast, and I'm usually looking down trying to create things. So please ask again. But if you know the answer that someone else's question, please go ahead and answer for them. I greatly appreciate that. Let's see, what else? Oh, if you have a YouTube channel, you can't post your link, but you can say, I have a YouTube channel, and tell us a little bit about it. Tell us your channel name, something like that. Tell us what you do. We're going to get started here in just a moment. I'm looking at the time. So roughly 5 minutes is when I'll get started. So it should be just a few more seconds. So definitely hang out in the chat, and we'll get started here in just a moment. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so glad that you are here today. Oh, my goodness. I have been busy. How about y'all? How was your weekend? I had a good weekend. I hope you had a fabulous weekend as well. You know, my mouth's a little dry, so I'm going to treat you to putting on some lipstick. I hope that makes my lips stand out a little bit better. Y'all been good? Everybody having a great day? I've been really busy. If y'all haven't noticed, I have expanded my rubber stamps. I'll be using some of those today. In fact, here is a peek at some of my new stamps that 4 of these are already in the shop. So we have these 4 dragonflies, and this represents the size that they will be. I decided to print it on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper so you get an idea. I chose this size because I thought they'd be great accents to our journals and journal cards. And then I'm making this little quattro or quartet in the middle. It's got a dragonfly, find your wings, dragonfly, and then this is going to be blank. And my hope is I'm going to add some more stamps that you can kind of mix and match with this set. So we'll have some more sets that have symbols and words that would fit inside here. And then we may have some other of these same shapes, but different words and different themes. So that'll be a new one. Thank you, love dragonflies, Birdie. Well, thanks for being here. Hey, Julie. Hello, hello. Hey, Suzanne and Connie. Hey, Giovanna and Vicky. Hey, Vicky. So good to see you. And Irma and Robin and Isabel. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. So these aren't in the shop yet, but they will be soon. These 4 are already in the shop. And then I'm going to give you a sneak peek on the dancing dragonflies. I couldn't get it out there. Dancing dragonflies. This is the stencil that will come in the subscription box. Do you see the tiny dragonflies? I drew this. This is a hand-drawn stencil design that I made. And then this is the second stencil sheet, which has these 2 stencils. And Henry said, oh my gosh, there's so many little dots in this stencil. And then the kit itself, I believe it's upside down, that Norella did an amazing job. I kept telling her I wanted bright and vibrant. And if you follow me, you know that I love the bright colors. And so she has made this beautiful kit that I am madly in love with. It has super bright colors, beautiful dragonflies, flowers that dragonflies would be known to be seen with, just awesome images, just gorgeous, gorgeous colors. I love the ephemera sheet, and this is where I got my inspiration to make my rubber stamps, because I use this all the time, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be kind of neat if I had my own stamp to go with the digitals, so that I can kind of have that little bit of my own ephemera mixed in with the printed, so you kind of get that different look, and it's a little bit more eclectic. We're getting 2 file folders in the kit. Y'all wanted little file folders, so this is a little file folder and this is a big one. And we've got lots of journal cards, including one with a postcard, and we've got some pockets. So I just wanted to show that off to you, and I just realized something. Oh, sneaky. Norella put the word searches in the large kit. Normally she has it in the subscription box. So if you want the word search, you have to get the large journal kit. This will be in my shop on April the 26th. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys and gals a little look at that. Okay. It is beautiful colors, isn't it? And the jewel tones. And that's what I wanted, was more of the jewel tones. Kind of like the Flittering Gems, which has the hummingbirds in it. It's a gorgeous set. Oh, thank you, Isabel. Thank you. I do too. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So today I have, I've been trying to clean off my desk a little bit. Officially, tomorrow I'm going to completely clear off my desk and get it ready for demoing the Dancing Dragonflies kit. So in this process of kind of looking at the mess, I'll have to take a picture when I get done today of on my desk. I thought, well, I'm going to try to go through all of this stuff that I have, see what I could turn into journal pages. So basically, I have some book pages, I've got rubber stamps, I've got stencils, I've got several of Calico Collage's digital images, mainly because I had them already on my desk, and I was like, well, I printed them off thinking that I was going to use 2 of that image or whatever, and I didn't use it, so now I'm trying to get rid of it all, okay? Definitely looking forward to it. Thank you. You're making a dragonfly journal now, Lori? Awesome. Thank you, Irma. I hope so. Thank you, Julie. I hope you love it. I hope you love it. Hope you love it. Hey, Sam. Glad you're here. All right. So prior to the video, I went ahead and I glued a book page to some junk that I had, just so it'd be a little bit thicker. I sprayed it with Tattered Angels. This is Party Pink. It's a real pretty shade of pink. There's going to be a shade of pink in the subscription or the add-on kit to the dancing dragonflies. There's going to be a turquoise kind of shade in the subscription box. But this is a pink that I have, and I thought what I would do is I want to make little pockets. I just remembered I need some of these guys. Okay, good. I have some. And I already got my paper cutter out a little early because I'm ahead of myself. I've got this, whoopsie, what happened to my computer? Don't be doing that. I've got one of the French correspondence type letters that are from Beeline Designs. Those are in my shop. And I've got the page turned where the text is going the other direction. So I'm going to turn my stamp in a different direction. And I'm going to stamp across this page. I just kind of like, I'm going to start here at the bottom and work my way up. I like doing this sometimes when maybe the book page that I have is really not that interesting. It doesn't have a fun pattern to it. And I don't really need all of this, but I'm stamping the whole thing just because it makes me feel better. If I know that they're stamping over the whole thing, okay? Alright, so I stamped all that. Put that over here. And now I need to trim this down. What I did was I took one of the Grandma's Garden, I think it is, and I printed the full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I told it to print it as a 5 by 7, and then I cut that in half. So I want to mat it with this in the background here. So what I like to do is I'll cut off where the text ends and there's blank space. I'll do that going this way too. And then I'm going to trim this piece to be the size that I need for my mat. And this is about 3 1/4. And you know what? I want it to be a little bit bigger of a mat. So I'm going to go about 3 3/4 of an inch. Oh, thank you, Robin, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to cut that again, 3 3/4 of an inch. And I set this aside. Sometimes I use it again later because it's kind of an interesting strip. So I may make something else out of it. That'll go in one of those piles of Ziploc bags of things that I'm like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? I may end up making some grab bags. Linda cleaned off her desk. And look what you get. It's random. All right, so I'm going to go about 5. I think 5 1/2 will give me a nice little frame. I know I'm not completely in camera. I've got a bunch of rubber stamps up there. So I'm going to cut this. The stamp that I just used is from the French correspondence. I think if you type correspondence or French in the search box, you'll see that little scripty stamp. So I'm going to turn it this way. All right, so I'm going to take some Distress ink and go around the edges of this piece. And then I got to get him ready. We're going to adhere, so we're going to get the sewing lamb. Sewing lamb cam. And, oh, by the way, y'all, get in on the raffle. we're going to go to the sewing machine. So we'll adhere this down on top, and then we're going to sew to give it a little extra touch. Okay. All right, so then we got this piece. So I'm going to glue these together, and then we're going to go over to the sewing machine. You're welcome. I like these, the French correspondence, because I don't know what they say. And so if I put it in the background, it doesn't make me feel like I'm stamping something I shouldn't. And I'm pretty confident that they're just letters or they're advertisements or something like that. There's nothing bad in them, because Beverly, I believe she has speaks French. And she had gone to France to get a lot of the ephemera that she used to make her rubber stamps. That was a long time ago. All right, so what do you think? We've got those two. And now I'm going to go over to sewing machine. We're going to frame these out. French correspondence. Is that the right one, Robin? Did it look like that stamp? Yeah, he has been really good, Giovanna. I will, if I drop it by accident, because it usually resides over here with my sewing machine, I'll put it like back under here, out of the way. And sometimes Hercules will grab it if it gets on the floor, and I'll go, no! And he'll let it go. So now I've done it enough that he leaves it. He doesn't even bother it anymore. All right, so I've got a regular sewing machine. I have a regular thread, regular needle. I'm going to do a zigzag stitch, and I'm just stitching through basically 3 sheets of paper. It's not very thick. I like using book pages like this because even though I glued 3 pieces of paper together, it's not as thick as cardstock can be. And so it's adding a lot less bulk to my journal. And not everybody has cardstock, I get that. So just glue 2 or 3 pieces of paper together. And that's how you do it. So there. All right, we're going to do that one more time. Did you find it? You found it! Yay! Okay, I'm glad. I've been trying to add categories in my shop. For example, if you type rose and then you pull up one of the rose items, there is right under the photo, it's like a little link that says rubber stamps or rose products. Well, then if you click one of those, it kind of drills down to everything in that category. So I'm trying to do it where you can do a search and you might get it. And I'm also trying to create categories so that when you go to that category, you can find products, because I have a bunch of products being added to my shop. Okay, so I made these little pieces, and what I'm going to do is they're going to be attached to this image. I think this is from Serendipity. I'm not positive. I'm going to fold this in half. I think that's the way I go. No, it's this way. So I'll fold this in half just so that I kind of know where the middle is. Okay. And these guys are going to go on here. But I want to make sure that I have full use of those pockets. And I do this way, which is laying them out there the way that I want. And I'm going to pick this up and turn it over. And I've got strips of paper here. And I'm going to glue down this side. And I'm basically adding a little tab to my pocket. And then I could use this to attach it to my journal. And I get the full width of that pocket. Now, if I had been smart when I was making the foundation, I could have left enough of a frame, but I have, oh, I'm not in frame all the way. I would have had to know math. So it's just easier for me to cut it to the size that I want then add these little tabs, because then I know it's the right size. And I don't have to do math. Oh, you like that stamp, Robin? I am in a rubber stamp group on the interwebs here and in Facebook. And I posted, if you could have any rubber stamp saying made, what would it be? Love to know. And I said, because I can now make rubber stamps. Well, a whole bunch of ladies spoke up, and I laughed out loud hard at some of them. Some of them are really heartfelt, great sayings. And one of them said, I want "bite me" in big letters, and I want it really curly, swirly, and fancy. So I made it. And it looks pretty good. I like the way it turned out. So, if you have always dreamed of having a rubber stamp made, but it was never really feasible price-wise, that is something I can do. Now, if it's a product that I know I can add to my shop, then we will add it. But if you're just wanting a one-up, maybe you want your address, or you want handcrafted by Skippy's Trinket, or whatever it may be that you want on your stamp, well, then I can work with you and we can make it happen. Because I'm all about making your dreams happen, because you know what? I am now a creator of rubber stamps, and I have dreamed about doing this for a really long time, but I just never took the plunge, and now I did, so I'm glad. Create is a good word for a stamp. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that is on my list, Lori. I haven't decided. It's in your cart, Coffin. I'm trying to decide on like fonts. I've done a set pretty much like this says Hope, and I'm going to try to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and do like Hope, Create, Dream in this font, and then I may do it in a different font. I don't know yet, because I was trying to see about getting them all kind of matchy-matchy in case somebody wanted to use them in conjunction. All right, so I've just made these little tabs, okay? And that's going to go over here. And this one is going to go over here. So I'm just going to fold these in. Sounds great. Well, thanks, Julie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What else have we been doing? I've been making a lot of rubber stamps. That's what I've been doing. Design. There's stamps here. I haven't even got this one added to the shop yet. We're using some of them today. I decided to make some more borders. I like being able to stamp a pattern design across the top of my journal cards. Yeah, if you use letter stamps for short words that you don't have. Yeah, about phrases and statements that you don't have. Yeah, they're especially beauty from within. That's a good one, Julie. We can definitely put that on the list. All right, I already kind of know how far over I need to go because I've made this already once, but I'm just trying to keep a little bit of a border here, and I'll go ahead and glue this one down. So this was a page that, you know, it's really busy and pretty. I hardly ever adhere stuff over the top of Norella's prints because they're so gorgeous. But I thought this would be kind of an interesting way to add a pocket to a page. You've got this really beautiful image here. All right, so now I have an oatmeal box. So I am using some chunk here. I have an oatmeal box. I eat this oatmeal almost every day. And what I did was I trimmed it down to be of a height that it will fit in my pocket here. And then I took another journal page that just happened to be laying here. And this is from the Wildflowers kit. And I'm just going to glue this together. So I'll put a little bit of glue around the perimeter. I am going to go, guess what? Guess what? We're going to go back to the sewing machine in a moment. So I'm just going to glue this down right on top here. And I'll use, you know, if I could find my bone folder, I'll use that. Maybe I'll find it when, oh, I see it now. When I clean my desk off. And then if I don't get it perfectly straight, I'm not going to worry about it. But I am going ahead and I'm going to trim the corners. So I've got my crocodile. One of the members of the Friendly Junk Journal people asked, what is your favorite way or method or product to trim your corners? And I like the crocodile. It works for me. All right, so I've got a little strip of paper. This was left over. Thank you. Like the pockets? Yeah. Tabs for the pockets, so the whole pocket. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Missy. It's easy. Oh, your first rubber stamp you forgot to reverse, Tanya? Yeah, my father-in-law, I still have it here somewhere. My father-in-law made a rubber stamp for me. I think it's right here. And I said, okay, this is what I want, Dad. I'm going to use this as a background stamp. And so my father-in-law made this. It's called, I think it's called Texas Hero is the font. And it's just a tiny, 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 tiny text. And it's really too far apart. Well, you have to mirror your text when you make a rubber stamp so that when it engraves on your engraving, it'll come out the correct way. Well, my father-in-law reversed each individual letter. So it's like the words are on at a weird slant because all the letters are reversed, but it makes a cool background and it's a one of a kind. And this was made 20 years ago. My father-in-law had a laser engraver, and that's what made me get back into trying to figure out how to make a rubber stamp. So I've got a little piece of paper here. It's the same width. I've got the small butterfly, and I'm going to stamp that with black Jetback archival ink. And we're going to put that, don't get in the way, and we're going to put that right here in the middle. We're going to go to the sewing machine in just a moment. Now, I made a mask. As you see, I stuck it to the back of this rubber stamp block so I would have it. And I just trimmed it out to be the same size. So I'm just going to pop that on there like so. And then I'm going to grab the Beach Rose rubber stamp. And this is just because I found this the ink pad. This is very, very old. It's called Big and Juicy. It's a dye-based, non-toxic, acid-free ink pad that I have had forever. And it's actually, the pink isn't even visible. It's kind of more purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this side, which has a little bit more green. And we're going to stamp on the edge. And then I'll kind of come over here to this side. And I'll just kind of rotate it right there. So you see it kind of changes to purple. So I'll kind of do the purple again. And then I'll kind of come up in the middle. And then let's go this way. Did you see what I did? And then I'll remove this guy. And you basically have this laid out like you spent a lot of time, but it was just basically masking the butterfly. Oh, you finally ordered that stamp. Yeah, I saw it in the list. I think I've got your order just about ready to go. I think I got the rubber stamp yesterday. See how that looks? Okay, so we're going to go over to the sewing machine as soon as I find... There it is. I needed guess what? We're going to use some lace and a piece of fabric. Wait, what? We're going to do what? First, we got to put some distress ink on here. Adding distress ink, adding distress ink. It is our friend. It is our friend. Okay. Yeah, this is the large beach rose, and there's a small beach rose. There's the little one, and that's the large. So they're two different sizes. I like using both. Okay, sewing cam. I already have one made, so I gotta see. Okay. Awesome! Gifts for you! Oh, Suzanne, you can use the Streamlabs. But you're not paying for the service. You're just logging in with your YouTube stuff. All right, so we're going to go over here to the sewing machine. Yeah! And I'm going to stitch right across the top here, okay? Reason being is because I want this to look like a sewn pocket. And I want the stitches there because I just think that makes it complete. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could always stamp it with the stitches, Shabby Stitches set. All right, so I'm going to line this up with the bottom of this card that we rounded off earlier. I'm trying to get it all lined up. And then we're going to carefully stitch right around the edge. I'm just going to start stitching here. When I get to the corner, I'll put my needle down on the outside, raise my pressure foot, and then rotate it, and then I can start my stitching. And it keeps it relatively straight. And sometimes I go off and mess up, and I just keep going. It's okay. All right, so down this side, I've got a little scrap of fabric and a piece of lace, and we're going to lay it in here, and then I'm going to scrunch it up when we get there. Okay. Come on. There we go. I really prefer gluing it down beforehand. It works better in my opinion, but that's however you want to do it. All right, so we just stitched that around. We did some stitching. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's put this little lamb, little lamb. Oh, thank you, Margarita. Thank you, Irma. Thank you, Suzanne, for your donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so these guys are going to go in the pockets that I made, but we need something in here. So here's what I did. This is from the Daydreaming kit that Narilla came out with, and I printed the full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper as 3.5 by 5 inch cards or photos, if you will. And I just love that size, so I just did that. And then this was from the Wildflowers kit, and it was a full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but I printed it as a 5 by 7 image like we did for this piece. They're the same size, but watch, they'll fit inside our little pockets. I put this little tab on here, so now that pokes in here. I gotta get it all the way in, and then this one goes all the way in here. Sometimes I get hung on something. There we go. Oh, thank you, Lori, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now, don't be getting hung up. Cooperate. It's like it doesn't want to. Sometimes I accidentally glue it shut, so I have to make sure that I stick something in there. All right, what are you catching on? There we go. Had to be brutal. All right, so that's in there. Okay. And then I have a little of Norella's little words that say I am, and I cut a little scrap of fabric, a little strip there, and I did the little word I am. We're gonna go back to the sewing machine one more time. And then I like to do this when I do fabric. When I'm going to sew a piece of paper to the top side of fabric, it glides easier to me if I put another piece on the back. Sometimes if you don't, it'll kind of catch in your sewing machine. I don't know why, just something about the stiffness of the fabric, but sandwiching it like that and then stitching around is a little bit easier for me. So we're going to do that real quick. I need to clean my hands. Y'all didn't tell me my hands were dirty. So I just stitched around that real fast. Okay. So I've done a couple others. So I have I am. So there's I am. I don't know. Maybe we'll put it in the middle. And then I've got authentic and creative. Maybe down here in the corners. Something like that. We could also put it up here and one down there. One up here. One down there. Maybe kind of coming up and off. Okay, let's do that. I don't know. I change my mind sometimes. I think I like that. Alrighty. Ah, your current printer. See, and I have the instant ink program. I don't know if that's something you can get, Julie. I like it because I can print 300 pages a month of full color, like these digital sheets. And it costs me, I think it's $11.99 for those. And they send me all the cartridges that I need. When I was calculating up how much it would cost for me to print this and pay for my cartridges, it was going to be a couple $100 a month. Because when you print photos like this, it takes more ink. And I don't set it on the economy because they're sending me the ink. I'm going to use every bit of it that I can. And I like the prints. I've been real happy with it. I just make sure to clean my printer every so often. Do the print head cleaning. And then I'll tell it there's another little, I can't remember what it's called, but it has something to do with cleaning up the print. What do you think? We got a nice little layered up page there. Bless your heart. All right, so now we'll flip this over. And I didn't print anything on this side because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So what I did instead was I had some more pages from Norella left over. I've got some scraps even. I've got a couple of these little tear-off sheets. Let's decorate those. And I've got some music, like a hymnal, and I've got a leftover scrap for a couple of weeks ago that we're going to put on here, as well as some pockets. So I'll go ahead and let's get started with gluing down these elements, and then we will decorate this portion. So up here at the top, I've got this little strip, and I think these are from the Flittering Gems pattern papers. I like these patterns that Norella came up with. All right, I didn't mean to do this yet, so I'm going to quickly not push that down all the way because I want this behind. And this just happened to be a strip of paper I already had on my desk. So it wasn't like I cut it for this purpose. I already had it left over from cutting up some strips a while back. Trying to get that lined up as best I can. Yeah, it's good notes on the printers because you've got to know what you want, how much you're going to spend, how much do you want to print a month? What is your budget? And you really need to ask those people who have those Echo printers, you know, how difficult is it? How many prints do you get when you refill them? Because I print a lot, and I'm very happy with the HP printer. All right, so this is just the hymnal, and it so happens that page fits right there. So we kind of get a pretty patterned background. You really like the pattern paper she's been doing as well. I'm the one that told her to do it. I wanted pattern papers. Yes, I still have a lot of scrapbook paper, but it's kind of getting to that point where it doesn't all match. So I'm trying to use a little bit of it along with the digitals, and I just happen to have scraps left over. And I thought, well, this is kind of a neat way to do it, to get the most out of it. All right, so I've got these two pieces that I want to decorate. So I'm grabbing some tubes. This is from the May Stencil Club. It's one of the stencils. So there's all the patterns. We're going to work with this pattern right now. And those will be shipping out on May the 15th. April's are shipping out. Some of, I think I've got one that goes out tomorrow, because hers renewed today, I think. I think I'm holding an order for Barb. I think everybody else should be getting their stencil club already. All right, so I just used some blue sapphire blueprint sketch. I thought it would just be interesting for a pop of color. It doesn't all have to be all boring. Let's add some color. And I think I'm going to be using this more in the Dragonfly kit, because I like this color. Very good, very good. Yeah? All right, so then, what else? Oh, yeah, I have a stamp I want to use. Let's get this out of the way. So I've got my little long block here. This is from the Textures. What is it called? I think it's called Distressed Textures. But all right, why aren't you sticking? Time to clean the back of the stamp because it wasn't sticking to my block. Looks like it's got some glitter. All right, stuck. All right. Textured edges. Textured edges. No, HP is a Hewlett-Packard. Epson is a whole different brand. And right now my husband is mad at Epson. We have a Epson direct-to-garment printer. And it's been giving him a little bit of a headache recently. So I just stamped around the edge. I just think it finishes it off. And you get a little more texture out of your piece by adding that. I know, it's one of my favorite things to do. All right, so these guys are going to go, I'm going to kind of put them up here at the top. So I'll just glue these down. All right. Put that right here. We're just covering up our beautiful paper that we just put down. That's why I do it in strips, if I know I'm covering it all up, because it just makes me cringe. All right, so then I've got this piece. And I think I just want to kind of put it so it kind of flows over on both sides. So we'll just glue this down. Why are you mad now? I don't know. Because you stay mad. You stay mad at the printer. Because it gets cranky. He has to spend forever going in there and saying, clean print head. Test. Clean print head. Alright. I'm going to lay that kind of in the middle. And I just saw my bone folder. So I'm going to just gently use my bone folder. I'm kind of pushing that glue out to the edge so it'll get that adhered down. Okay. The printer has feelings, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so these are some of Norella's seed packet. Oh, and I did it wrong. No, I didn't. Yeah, that's right. It's like, oh, I put the little tabs on there. I sewed around the edges. I just layered it up is all I did. But I thought it was just kind of interesting, a different pattern on here. So it's a way that we're keeping flowers as our theme, but I'm not adhering to any particular one color palette. I know, crazy, huh? I need a drink of water. That's great, Suzanne. Perfect. I just know that all my printers in the past, if I printed more than 10 of these journal pages, it was like, you're out of ink. You need more ink. And I'm like, seriously? So it cost me a lot of money. But maybe their technology's better because they send me a couple, I get 2 cartridges a month. That's how much I go through. Okay, we're going to put that right there. If I remember right, yeah. All right, so we're going to make a journal card. And we're going to put some other embellishments on this page. I've got Aspire to be Amazing. That's another one of my new rubber stamps. I just stamped it on some scraps of paper. Whenever I trim the edges of journal cards and stuff that I print, I've been saving these little pieces. So I've got a little pile over here. And I'll just sit here and stamp. In fact, here's a couple. I'll just stamp a few of them out and use up that strip. And then I'll have them laying here. And I'm like, oh, I can use that. All right, so we're going to put Choose Joy. I'm trying to get it far enough away from the center. Yeah, see, some people go way more than 2 a month. And I think that's the printer. I don't know why. When I got this new Hewlett-Packard Envy Photo printer, and I'm printing full color pages. I'm not just always printing, 2 little black lines. I'm printing full color. And I go through about 2 cartridges a month, 2 color cartridges a month. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and fold it. I like it. All right, so we're going to make a journal card. I've got this purple piece of card stock, and this is the, I think it's called Laurel Wreath. I think if you put wreath in, it might come up. And I'm going to stamp it in the middle with this archival ink, Jet Black. I'm just getting it nice and inked up. I'm going to put it right in the dead center. And stamp. Like so. Just looking at my sample. Oh yeah, that's what I did. Okay. So now I made a mask. So I stamped that same stamp and cut it out. I put a little bit of the best glue ever on the back side so it's a sticky. And then I'll make sure to stick it to my shirt. couple of times, because if you don't have a lint on there, you won't be able to get it off your page. And then I'm going to lay it over that wreath, okay? I'm going to grab my scrap of paper, and I'm going to ink up the Beach Rose stamp and watch as I stamp around the edges. Just kind of rotate the stamp every so often. Okay, and then I'm going to peel this off, and look how that reveals that center. And for now, I just put it with my stamp that I was using. That way I have it if I want to use it again. And then I've got a saying, and I think it's from Nature's Walk. Try to get it somewhat straight. And I just kind of gauged, whoops, to see what would fit. So I'm just kind of looking right there in the middle. Every mountaintop is within reach if you just keep climbing. I thought that was kind of a neat card. And that's going to go in this pocket here. There's another piece of purple paper that I happen to have. And then these are some of Norella's postcards. Okay. I like it. So I did the same thing because I happen to have enough of the leftovers that I was able to do it again. This image is a little bit different. And of course the images in the pockets are a little bit different, but the same concept. All right, we got a journal page made. This was complicated, was it not? All right, let's set this aside. And I feel like I need to clean my hands. Handling the papers and such. I didn't make enough pages, so we're going to end up making something else here in a moment. I was too concentrating on stuff, so I didn't get all the pages I wanted made. But I did make this page. So this is some of Norella's, and here's where I stamped the butterfly in pink, masked it, and then I stamped the text and the flowers all with that rainbow pad. And this is one of Norella's cards. And this is using my new journal lines of flourished bordered journal, flourished bordered lines. That's what it's called. And I just made a little journaling card to go in here. Up here I used one of the banners from the banner duo, and I put Live Your Best Life, and I just kind of curved my stamp to fit inside there. And I had a scrap of fabric that I put across the top. On the inside I have a new rubber stamp. It's a border, so if you put in border, that'll come up. And this is one of my new, I think it's called Curls and Dots or something like that, because I like the little dots. And this has a little bit of stenciling from the subscription club. And then on this side I stamped the Beach Rose. Apparently I didn't even twist it, it's all the same. And this was a journal card that I stitched some sunflower fabric, because I found the fabric from last week right after the live stream. Don't ask. This was a leftover scrap from last week, and I happen to have a paper doily here and had some denim. And this is my new little postcard stamp that I stamped on top. And then this is just a book page, and I stamped in the background with the Daisy Trio. And I just put a little card right there. The same concept. All right, so let's see what we got next. This over here. Got lots of goodies here. This time I already sewed a couple of the components. Like this was a scrap of paper left over, and I just framed it and I used Laughter is an Instant Vacation. And I just love how simple that turned out. We've got some rubber stamped images. I've got an envelope here. Uh-oh. What did I do with that stamp? Oh, that's right. It's right here. Losing my mind. It was probably already lost. But that's okay. Let's not go there. Alright, so I'm making a little pile here. Alright, we're going to do some designing on those. Alright, let's see what we need first. Ah, okay. So, here's what we're going to do first. I have a Calico Collage image. This is from the Sunny Mornings, and I should have already pre-cut it, but I did not. And I'm just going to come in here and loosely cut around this edge. This is text weight paper, so it shouldn't take me too long. I am going to back it with another piece of paper, so that's why I'm okay with it being text weight. But if you like yours thicker, you can do that. I just don't like adding that much more bulk when I can do the job with another piece of paper. Oh, we're just zigzagging away. Poke, poke, nudge, nudge. I see it now. I see it. It's time for the raffle. Y'all join the raffle. I don't know what prizes are going to be after that. I've been so busy, I forgot to put out a prize. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. So that's going to go over here. And then I've got this side. We're going to decide. All right, y'all get in on the raffle. Uh-oh, there went supper. Oh, no. Shouldn't I? Oh. Oh, Brenda, I'm sorry. Oh. Okay, how did I do this? Did I cut up that far? Okay, yeah, I did. I went around here. So I'm going to start right about where this flower is. I'm not going to get too detailed on that bee. I'm sorry. Well, I hope your class or meeting goes well. Go grab you something to eat. I feel bad now. It's all my fault. She was here. Alright, I think I want to go, yeah, that's what I did. I went all the way down. I wanted to add some more texture to this page. I like being able to cut up Norella's pages like this to kind of give it my own little flair. I don't know. We're getting a lot of pockets. Lots and lots of pockets. We're just zigzagging away. Hercules is snoring. I heard him. I heard him snore. All right, so we're going to add some Distress ink on the edges. Y'all get in on the raffle. I'm going to drink of water. All right, stretch. I need the Distresses. Okay, we're in. This is a totally random. Here, I'll even add. Got a scrap of paper and a scrap of fabric. I know I saw another scrap somewhere. Here we go. All right, so here's what we got. We've got a journal card that I made. Oh, I've even got another journal card I'll add. Where's Margie? I haven't seen Margie. I've got this little kitty cat that says Choose Joy. That's new rubber stamps. These are some more of my new rubber stamps. So I'm going to make a little bundle up. You love the yellow page, Janice? Yay! All right, let's do the raffle. And the person that's going to get 200 junk bucks is Vicky. Congratulations, Vicky. You're getting 200 junk bucks. Random journal cards and stuff. All right, so here's what we got so far. I've got a journal card that I made, another kitty cat journal card. Here's where I was playing around with a book page, and I stamped it in different images and the ink on top of it. I've got This Book Belongs To. That's a new rubber stamp in my shop. I've got the note stamp. That's a new stamp in my shop. I have a couple pieces of this sunflower paper and a couple of little scraps of sunflower fabric. So it's totally random. I want to find a folder or something. Oh, here, I've got a little Ziploc bag for right now. I'll put it in an envelope. But for now, so I don't lose the pieces. Oh, here, and I'll even throw in a couple of these pink scraps. I'm sending you my trash. Oh, here, I've even got a little piece of fabric. I know I'm not going to use it. I cut it, and I haven't really used it. So guess what? I'm passing it along. So that's our goodies. I'm going to give y'all a little goodie pack. Oh, dear. All right, so let's, y'all enter the raffle. Let's go ahead and put some distress inks around this yellow. I had one page left over from last week's doing the yellow journal. So, Janice, I don't know if you saw that. Were you here last week? I can't remember. You may want to go back and see it because it's quite bright. Quite bright. All right, so I'm just adding some distress inks to the edges here. And what I have in the background here is I took a book page and I glued it to another page that I didn't really care what it looked like. And what we're going to do is I'm going to glue this down and then I'm going to tear around the edge here. And I should have cut more strips. Sometimes I don't do these live. I'll pre-cut everything because it takes so much time during a live. And I think you get the idea. I hope. Maybe I won't do them anymore. All right, I'm going to go ahead and come up a little bit. Yeah, I guess I'll just deal with it. Deal with it, Linda. I was trying to leave a tab at the bottom. And I won't be able to do that on this side, so I'll go ahead and glue it closer to the edge. Now I want to make sure that I put a good amount of glue so it doesn't separate from the page below. Okay. You like my trash? Like my trash? Well, I'll make sample cards, you know, that kind of stuff. Oh, here's another card I'll put in there. Oh, and I'll put this in there too. This is, This Book Belongs To. I was playing with my stamp and it kept making ghost prints. And then I was playing with the label and This Book Belongs To. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool because you could write your name on here. And this is notes. So I'm going to stick that in there. It's growing as I find things on my desk. So I challenge you. Uh-oh. I stuck it down too soon. Well, poo. It's gonna have a wrinkle. I'm gonna cheat. All right. I just cut it so it wouldn't have a wrinkle in it. There. All right, so now what I'm going to do is rip this out. Okay. Kind of using my finger as a guide so it doesn't tear too far down onto my paper. Okay. And since I left this piece on, that will become my little tabs that will fold in. On our page here. Okay. And I'll go ahead and add some distressings down that side. Kind of covers up the page underneath. And then let's go around the edge. You're excited about getting that stamp? It can be so useful. Yep, yep, yep. It's very versatile in my opinion. Okay, so we did that one. So now let's do this side. I'm going to get really close here because this is going to be right almost to the spine of the inside of my journal. Okay, so I still have this piece on the bottom, but I'll have to glue another piece down the side here. I'm going to trim this where it went wonky. And then let's go around the edges. You like the soul stamp? That's a good stamp. That was another one from the group that said they wanted the stamps. I was just going in there and say, okay, how about this? Okay, how about that? And they were like, yes. I'm like, okay, good. And then someone would say something else. Okay, I got it. And then I finally got tired. I had to go to bed. It's like, all right, y'all, I'm done. Now, let's see if I can find a strip. Apparently not. So let's just cut one. Just going to cut a quick strip of paper. All right, so we're going to glue down this edge here. This is a page out of a Bible. It was on those slick pages that had pictures on it. I was like, well, I know I'm not going to use that in my journal, so I used it as a backer. All right, we'll trim this. And then we'll trim this corner. All right, and now I have, this is just a book page that I happen to have, and I trimmed it to be 8.5 by 11. And so now what I'm going to do is this foundation piece that I cut out of, we're going to glue it down to another book page. And then we're going to make these pockets. I like doing a variety of different techniques because then it gets that true eclectic feel. And I thought it was just kind of clever to use some yellow. So we're going to glue this down, trying to get it straight. Okay. And then this piece is going to go over here, and this piece is going to go on the other side. See how we put our puzzle back together? All right. I'm going to use my bone folder and kind of crease this down a little bit. All right. Glue it into place. And it's going to come right to the edge. So it gives me that full use of the pocket. See how I just put it back together? Oop, need a little glue right there. All right, so then this piece is going to go over here. Yeah, use the book page to give your page below or the page a little bit of strength in that pocket. And you're changing the way this digital looks by ripping it apart and adding that book page. And then you've got, when you don't have anything in your pockets, the page looks finished. But then we're going to poke in some stuff in the pockets. All right, so I've got a journal card here. And I've got my new little border stamp. So I'm going to line it up on my block. Kind of straight. I'll grab a scrap of paper here. I'm going to ink it up with the jet black archival ink. I got too many stamps on my desk. All right, so we ink this up, and I want it where the curly Q is going this way. And I find that it's easier if I stamp on this end as opposed to trying to stamp way over there. Work smarter, not harder. Oh, thank you, Heather, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've got a bunch of prizes that will be going out later this week. What do you think? Just, oh, thank you so much, Heather. That's so sweet of you. $24.99, y'all. It is a bright and sunny page. Isn't that cute? That's my new stamp, my new border stamp. And then I've already done it over here. So these are all I'm going to put on this side. All right, now cooperate. I know I didn't glue it shut. I just know I didn't. There we go. Sometimes you just got to help it the first time. All right, so that's this side. So let's flip it over. Oh, how boring. All right, so for this side, I'm going to confuse you right off the bat. I'm going to take my ink pad and a scrap of paper here. And I'm going to rub this ink pad over this bottom portion, kind of the middle. Getting it on the paper. Because I'm planning to layer on top of it, but it didn't cover it all the way up. So that's why I did that. Well, thank you, Heather. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You like that? Yeah, it's a great stamp. Need some lotion. Okay, so now I got to start here. So I've got some more of this sunflower book page. I made some pockets. So what I did was I took a piece of a book page and I sewed a scrap of fabric across the top. And then I sewed a piece of denim. I even put a piece of paper on the back of the denim so that this wouldn't sag. Because sometimes, you know, fabric like this can kind of sag. So I just glued a piece of paper to the back of it. And this is heat transfer vinyl stuck to one of Henry's pair of pants that he had, jeans. I've added the tabs to the back, and we're making pockets here with this denim. So that's going to be a pocket down here. I got another one. I'll go ahead and fold these back. I did get the pockets constructed, so you didn't have to watch me do the whole thing. But if you have questions, do feel free to ask. All right, so these are going to go down here. I don't need this piece to come down all the way. I just wanted enough that it's pretty much at the top portion of this. So I'm just going to take my pencil here and make a mark. And I'll just use my paper cutter and cut that off. Okay. We have another scrap. Maybe I'll put that in your bag. All right, so that's going to go on here. I think I can get away with putting this on the page. And I don't need to go all the way to the top. So I'm going to come down just a tad. Somewhere where the center is. Come down just a little bit. Because I'm going to put something else across the top. So I'm okay with this coming down. All right, and so these are going to go down here. Well, I've got a blank spot there. So let's get out another stencil. So this is another one of the May stencil clubs. And I just love this pattern. And I've got Mermaid Lagoon this time. And this is a different shade of blue for this little tear-off papers. And if you don't have these tear-off papers, you know, you can dye your papers. You can spray them with Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists. Some people will even use Kool-Aid, the kind with no sugar, just the packet, to dye their papers. That's a pretty color. We're going to do this one. I like putting blue with the yellow. All right, so that was another one of the May stencil clubs. And then I have a rubber stamp to use. This is the Daisy Trio. And we're going to stamp right around the edge. I'm just barely kissing the petals to the page on the edges there. See how we did that? You just kind of barely see the petals. We'll do that again. The blue jeans and sunflowers. Thank you, Irma. I thought it was kind of cool putting them together. And I, you know, recycled or upcycled a pair of pants that were going to go in the trash because they had holes in them. They weren't worthy of going to a Salvation or Goodwill. All right, so these are going to go up here. And I'm just looking to see how far down. I think I can get away with making this even at the top here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this into place. Okay, so we're going to glue that up here. Oh, I didn't mean to go that far up. Thankfully, the glue hasn't set all the way. I didn't mean to go up that far, because I need it down far enough for the pocket to cover. That's why I like Elaine's tacky glue. If you work fast enough, you can pretty much peel it back apart. Okay. All right, so these are ready to be glued down at the bottom. I need to adjust this one just a tad. I'm just going to glue this into place. Oh, first I'm going to fold it in half. You just cut some jeans into shorts and you're keeping the bottom fabric to make drawers. There you go, Raven. Perfect. All right, so there's our page. There's my center mark. So I'm just going to put this right here in the center. It was perfect timing. Save that jeans. Little pieces that you cut off. All right, that's going to go there. I'm going to go ahead and put a block on this for a moment. Let's put this one on this side. Now, do you see why I did the yellow around the edges? It peeks out just a tad behind the pocket. And I didn't feel like I needed to spend a lot of time adding more embellishment to it. I thought the yellow was enough. Okay, so my nose itches now. I wanted to add fabric across the top, but I wanted stitches on the fabric. So I have already put the other side of the page together, so I couldn't stitch on it. That's why I constructed it this way. I went ahead and cut a strip of paper, a little text weight paper. I lightly glued down the center, the fabric, and then I stitched around the edges, and it's the same width as my page, and I'll just glue it down across the top. So don't feel like you have to be prepared and stitch on your page. You could add the embellishment by stitching it separately, independently of your page, and then you can glue it down, and it looks like you did stitch it onto the page. You see that? Oh, use your jean fabric for edging on pages and to cover the spine as well as pockets. Awesome. All right, so I got that glued down. Well, after I got that done, I was looking and these pockets were so plain. I was like, oh, they need a little bit more. So this is one of my sunflowers. It's I don't know if that's daisy or sunflower. Anyhow, I stamped it, colored it with Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists, and then it has, and I haven't used it in a while, the Dazzling Diamonds glitter glue on it. I'm just going to put it right here in this corner. And then this is from one of Norella's kits. I had 2 of them, so I'm using them today, and I don't know what kit it's from. I just decided, all right, we're just going to use it. And then I have Choose Joy. This was a scrap from the Youthful Yellow where I cut off the pieces, and I just happen to have it laying here. I think I'll put that there. So I'm going to glue that down, putting glue on the back. And then this is one of the postcards. I just stamped it on a scrap of paper. In fact, oh, you can't see, but this one's got a line because it was a scrap from printing a digital. I think I want it like that, so I didn't get this all the way stuck down. So I'm just putting glue on the back side, and we're going to stick it right here. Okay, and then I have With Brave Wings, She Flies. That's a new rubber stamp. Yeah, it's time to clean your closet and get some jeans. With Brave Wings, She Flies. That's a new rubber stamp in my shop. Again, I stamped it on a scrap, and I'm going to take this little postcard and poke it right there. And then I've got a little butterfly that I stamped on a book page, and I colored with some yellow Tattered Angels. I think this was Sun Sisters. And we're going to put that right there. Okay. All right, so I've got some journal cards pre-made, but I've got this envelope that I thought we would decorate. Decorate. That's a technical term. All right. So, I have new in my shop a little postage stamp. This is a USA postage stamp. I have the Queen's Post in my shop, but I wanted a US postage stamp. So this is from 1903. I found it in the Library of Congress. And we're going to stamp it up in that corner. And we have a little George Washington. It's a 5-cent stamp. And then I've got from the Postal Cube this little cancellation. And we're going to stamp that over the top. Okay. And then I've got the Postmark Collage. And I just want basically this portion down here. So I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to turn this over and just kind of stamp this. And it got a little bit of that flourish, but that's okay. Okay. All the stamps I've used today are everywhere. All over my desk. And that's what with Brave Wings. She flew. All right, so we got that. And then I have from the Dainty Floral Cube. And I thought I would stamp that. Isn't that cute? And then, but wait, there's more. We got to put some Distress inks on it. This was a little envelope that I happen to have in my stash. I think it's from like enclosures for, what is that? Wedding invitations. Or it was a gift enclosure card. I'll kind of open this up. And there we go. We got a little faux envelope that we made. And you could go further and put stuff on the back, but I just kind of kept it simple like that. And then I've got this journal card that I made earlier. It's going to go over there. I've got the, what is these? Seed packets from Calico Collage. And then these were some smaller cards that I printed. I think I printed these were like artist trading card size or something, and I made them smaller. And this is from one of Norella's ephemera kits. And I just thought I'd put them in the pockets. So we got another page made. All right, so we got 1, 2, I got 3 pages, 4 pages. Yeah, I've lost a page. I thought I had more pages ready, so we're going to make a couple of pages real quick. So this was a mop-up page that I had left over, and this was a sticker, and this was the leafy border, and this is Nature's What You See plus What You Think of It. These were left over from the Purple Elegance kit, and then here I keep forgetting I have this. This is like an ink pen and a little piece of paper. And I used the French script to kind of just kiss it on the page in the background. And a scrap of fabric. And then put the postcard on top. I thought that was kind of cool. And then over here I used the 1912 in the background. And I used a scrap of sheet music or a hymnal. And then one of Norella's images. And that was just quick. Mistakes are part of the dues one pays for a full life. Sophia Loren. And I did the same thing there. Okay. So, I need a book page. Let's see here. Here we go. Got a couple of book pages. And I think what I want to do is, these are not quite 8.5 by 11. Where is a sheet of paper? Here we go. So they're not quite 8.5 by 11, but I want them to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and rip the edges. So I'm going to fold it in half. There's 2 sheets of paper here together. So I'm doing 2 in 1. So I'm just going to rip this. Okay. And I did this a couple weeks ago, so I think we're going to do it again. So I got these two pieces. I'm going to grab a box here and a couple of papers, if I can find my papers. So we've got some blue and some purple. We did some yellow. I think we need a more pink page. I mean, this has a little bit of pink. Not a lot, though. So maybe some pink would be good. So I'm going to lay this page in here, somewhat in the middle. And I've got a paintbrush. And I think, yeah, I guess we could do the pink Tattered Angels. And maybe we'll add a little bit of the So Rockin'. So I'm going to shake these up. All right, so I sprayed all the way around. And now I'm just going to use my paintbrush. I'm just spreading that paint around, okay? And it's going to give us a neat effect on the edge. And you know, why not? Let's do, I haven't done the polka dot. Oh, wait, let's do this from the Stencil Club. I like these hearts. I haven't used them that much. So now I'm going to take this, which is the So Rockin'. And we spray it over the top. So I'm going to grab a sheet of paper. And we're going to mop this up. I'm not going to spray this side because I'm going to use it again. And we're going to basically make 2 pages in one. So now we have this purple mop-up page. What do you think? Isn't that kind of pretty? Set that aside a moment. I'm going to peel up the stencil. I'm going to peel up my page. So now I've got this void in the middle. Isn't that kind of cool? So I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to flip this page over and lay it back in the center again. We're going to spray it with the pink. I'm going to use my paintbrush, which also kind of helps thin it out a little bit, painting it. It'll dry faster. If you like the spray look, then just have to wait for it to dry. All right, so let's grab a different stencil. How about, oh, I like this one. This is one of my lacy Victorian stencils. And we're going to use the same So Rockin' again. And we're going to come back to this mop-up page and lay it on top. So now we've made another mop-up page. And I'm okay, that's not perfect. We just want some texture. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. Put this back over here. I'm going to take this out. This is wet, so I'm going to let it dry for a moment. I may hit it with my heat tool. While I'm waiting on that to dry, I'm going to get another sheet of paper here. I like it. See, there's our page. It's just subtle patterns. And we ended up with 3 pages. All right, so I'm going to lay this down. paint it. Painting away. All right, so we're going to grab that first stencil again. And you could use different colors on the other side of the page. I just wanted to kind of keep it the same. Okay. Squirrel! Oh, is it time? All right, y'all get in on the raffle. I see it now. All right, let's put that there. We don't need this stencil anymore. But we do need to flip this page so we can do more. All right, we're going to lay this down on the back side. All right. I touched the side of the box, so I got a little dirt in my brush. Kind of gives it a grungy look. All right, so let's do the Victorian again. Let's mop it up again. And then we're going to go back to our first page and see if we get it dry. Puts away the squirrel look. Yeah, I turned that off on mine. I have a separate mouse that I use with my laptops. And so I'll turn off the touchpad. All right, we'll set that over there. Set that over there. Pull this out. I'll dry it just a little bit so I can get it separated. There we go. All right, so we set this aside so it'll dry. Let's come back to this page. Drying the pages. Your boyfriend hates you. All right, so who's going to win? I'm going to stick this scrap in here. Who's going to win the bag of goodies? I want to clean my hands. Look how dirty my hands got. Touching all those papers. All right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, the winner of the bag of goodies, junk. Hey, Amanda Dawn. So glad you're here. And let's see who the winner is. Hey, Millie. Kathy Lake, congratulations. Did I just mail your stuff? I remember seeing your name, Kathy. If I haven't mailed it yet, this will go with it. Alrighty, so then we're going to have, what are these? Sticky notes, buttons, and flowers. So this is another gift courtesy of Robin. So these sticky notes have little bicycles on them, and then these are tabbed. So they're separate ones. And then this is self-adhesive buttons. And then these are little flowers. Petaloo. They're kind of a peachy color. So that is our next prize. So y'all enter the raffle. All right. So we've got this page. I'm going to fold it back in half again. It's still a little damp. So I think what I'll do, since this is still pretty wet, I need to dry it just a little bit more, I think. Hello, hello, hello. Have one ear on, one ear off with your headphones. Congratulations. All right, so we've got this piece. So what can we put on there? Well, let me look at my pile of stuff here of things that I had left over. I was moving things around before the stream. Oh, I've got this teal paper. Oh, and I have got these purple. What about these little tear-off sheets? I don't think I like the green. I think I like the teal with that. And I think I have enough that if I cut some 1-inch strips, I could just add a little embellishment to that page. So that's what I'm going to do, is cut some 1-inch strips. This is totally on the fly, designing this page. So I'm just going to cut out, I need 8 strips. And since this is 8.5 by 11, I should be able, there's 4, get the strips that I need. This is another one of Norella's background papers, and I printed them for the past journals, but I didn't use it, so I'm using it today. All right, how many strips I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, cool. And I've got a little piece left over. All right. So what if we did something just as simple as something like that for a journal page? And I think what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and tear these off, and we'll add some distress inks to them. Okay. Did Lori win? I need some water. I'm running behind on time. I, for some reason, had it in my head that I had designed enough pages. So I started prepping what I wanted to use for the covers, and then time was just gone. I'm like, what happened? When I sat down, it said 4 hours until the live stream, and now my alarm's going off, and I'm like, I'm not ready. All right, so we're doing one journal today. Maybe that's what I need to do, just stop focusing on doing 2 and just do 1. I'll have a leftover. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just I'll set aside this other set and I'll make it later. Make it later. All right. I think the foundation page is pretty dry, so I need 4 of these. I'm going to set 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to set these aside. And let's put some distress inks down the sides here. A kookaburra? Oh, we watched on Netflix, and I may be saying this right. I think it's called The Earth at Night. The Earth in the Dark, Earth at Night. And they've taken special cameras and are showing us glimpses into wildlife that's never been seen before, because we didn't have the technology to see what the critters were doing in the nighttime. Now, I warn you, the speaker that narrates it isn't quite as lively as I am. But it was informative. I enjoyed watching it. We just finished watching it, episode last night. And I thought it was entertaining, informational, learning about all these different kinds of critters and about their eating habits and their mating habits and their migration habits. It was kind of interesting. All right, so we've got this. We've got this. Well, this little purple piece is kind of plain. Oh, thank you, Heather, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm wondering, I think I just want to trim this scrap here, and I can get away with probably doing all of them at once. So I'm just going to look at this and see how far. Probably right about there. So I'll just crease it. So I've got a little crease there. So I'm just going to line all these up, and we'll cut them all at once. Ta-da! And all I have to do is put a little on the ink on the ends. Put a little ink on the ends. Put a little ink on the ends. All right, so trying to decide, do I want to overstamp? I think I do. I think I'm going to try that technique. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to glue these all down, and then we're going to stamp on top of everything after we put it all together. What? I know, right? And we cover up all that stenciling we did, but sometimes I don't know what I'm going to do. And it kind of peeks through every once in a while. All right, so we're going to flip this over. Maybe we'll go from this side over. And then we'll put this on top. Hey, Beefy, so glad to have you here. It sounds great. It was a great show. I enjoyed watching it. It was interesting. Showing footage in the ocean and in the jungles and even in like India. I mean, it's like crazy stuff. I'm like, wow. Like there's a place in India that has these special, it's a species of marsupial monkeys, and it's the largest colony of these critters in like downtown India, and there's 700 of them. Yeah, sometimes YouTube doesn't want to give you notifications. Hey, if you don't follow me on Facebook, please do so if you do Facebook, because I usually post on my page, Linda Israel, when I'm going to go live. And I usually try to create a event so that you can sign up for notifications. And if you, even though you didn't sign up beforehand, go to my Facebook page, go to that event and say you went. And then next time I do an event, you'll get a notification, because I go in and I use previous whoever went before and invite them to the next one. And the next Monday is when I'll be working on the Dancing Dragonflies kit. All right, so I went ahead and put stuff all the way around. I'm going to grab a piece of paper here. And I think I want to do some stamping over the top of this. So I'm kind of looking around here. Oh, I have the Bella Rose stamp. I haven't used it today. What else do I have? Let's do that. Let's just grab the Bella Rose stamp. and the ink. And I'm just going to stamp it all around. See how that turned out? Stamping it all the way around. You love dragonflies, Lori? Well, I'm glad you love them. I hope you like seeing my kit. I'll have it available as a physical kit, a digital kit. We'll have matching Tattered Angels. Oh, thank you, BBs. Thank you so much. We'll have it all. Get everything. I've even got some new chipboard pieces that we'll be using with the kit. And like that, we've got a journal page made really fast. And you can add more stamping, like if you wanted to add the sentiments, like aspire to be amazing, you could stamp that. Let's get my little block here. What else we have? Oh, I didn't have it stuck. Oh, and it's all dirty now. Gotta clean it. There. Alright, that's crooked. We don't want it crooked. Alright, so we're going to stamp it kind of on the line. Aspire to be amazing. And then I have, where is it? My stamps have run away. Here we go. I got choose joy. So we'll put choose joy up here. Choose joy. I got live your best life. Put that down here. I like it. And that won't fit on there. I need a different block. With brave wings she flew, and since we used a butterfly, or the saying, let's use a butterfly. So I'm grabbing a block, and we'll stamp this. We'll just kind of put it right here. Like that. Okay. All right, so how are we doing, everybody? We got this little journal page that we're going to use in our journal. And I think we're going to do something with this page real fast. I think the shabby stitches, I haven't used that today. So it'll add a floral pattern. So I'm going to stamp it in the middle here. Come down the side. Like that. So we get a little pattern. All right, so I'm going to fold it in half. Did you like that? Did you like that? Oh yeah, Robin got to see the colors. Yeah, they're going to have iridescent colors in them. I can't remember if I picked the iridescent, like that's a gold, or if I just did the iridescent. I don't remember now. I have it on my desk in the other room. All right, so we did those. So we kind of have a little pattern on there. And let's add another little flower element. Okay, let's use some of the little flowers. So this is from the Dainty Cube. I think we'll stamp it right there in the corner. Oh, thank you, CPTJER. Thank you, whoever you are. So we'll stamp that right there. So have a little something. Oh, the gold one. Okay, thank you. You have two and you haven't used them yet? Well, get them out and play. I've been wanting to gel print. I've been so busy I haven't had the opportunity to gel print. I think I like that. I've got the word hope. Let's use that. We'll use hope. So I'm just going to stamp it. I'm going to put it up here in the pink. Yeah, like that. And you know what? I'm just going to stamp it on all four sides. All right, so now we have another really simple page made. So how many do I have now? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a couple of these I thought I would stick in there. They're like little tear off notepad sheets. And I thought, why not use some of those? So I'm just going to fold it in half. And it'll be a different size. I'm not going to put anything on the back. I think I'll leave it. I'll leave it for whoever gets the journal to add their touch. So that kind of has, maybe I will add something. Because then they'll both be going with the date towards the back. If I put them in like that. So let's put something on the back of this one real fast. Let's see. I've got the Mermaid Lagoon again. I'll grab a scrapbook paper. So I've decided to decorate the back side of this one because I'm going to fold it the other direction. So when you come to this page, it'll be rather plain. And I don't want that. Okay, I like that. Just adding a pattern on there. I'm going to go ahead and fold it the way I want. And let's do this curly Q border stamp. We'll do it in black. Ah, don't fall off. Stay. So I'm going to stamp it across the bottom. Kind of get it somewhat centered. Making the little dots, and then we'll do it at the top. So now we've got a little pattern. Okay, I like that. So it gives us another half page. So let's do something on the back of this one. I think we want, we've got purple, we got teal. What are the colors? Well, we got Dusty Concord here. And let's see if I've got a brush that's clean. Oh, here we go. I got a brush. You like that stencil? That's from the Stencil Club. From the May Stencil Club. And I have this polka dot stencil. Let's do the polka dot stencil. So we'll have a different look. So I'm using Dusty Concord. It's a little purpley, grapey color. I could have used the Tattered Angels, but sometimes they bleed through on pages, and I didn't want it to bleed through this time. I think I need a new re-inker, and I haven't ordered one yet. I gotta save some money. Alright, so there's the polka dots all over. I like that. Alright, so let's stamp something on here. How about... So this is the half page. There's the whole page. What do I have that I haven't used in a while? Oh, we've got the leafy branch. I know that's not a flower, but you have to have leaves most times to go with the flowers. So let's do that. I'm barely kind of kissing it so I don't get a very good impression. So it's a little bit distressed. I'm stressing it out, man. There. So now we got this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so now we're at the point to make the cover of one journal today. Alright. Yeah, it depends on how thick your paper is. Yeah, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. Yeah, go ahead and ask. I'm here to help you. Okay. So, I think I'm going to finish making this journal cover. So before the live stream, I got started on a journal cover. Thank you, Irma, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I made a paper bag that I folded in half. I'm going to fold that in half. I've already added a strip of fabric down the middle. Now, I did this a couple of weeks ago. This was a paper bag from my grocery store. They'll give you a paper sack if you ask at my store. I remind Henry, when you go to the store, ask for paper. Because I only got 3 sacks the last time that I went. And Henry went, but he didn't ask for paper. He got plastic. Alright, so I've gone around the edges. I've got a piece of scrapbook cardstock on the inside that I've already glued in place. And so now what I want to do is I want to take it over to the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around this outside edge of this cover, and then I've got this element that we're going to put on top. Linda, use the inkwell stamp alone for me. I had it in my cart, and then because you needed to see what it looked like. I had it out. I don't think this block is big enough, but we're going to go with it. So here's the inkwell with the I didn't get it inked very good, but there it is. And then what I did was I took the French script and dipped it into the ink pad, And then I just kind of did that around it. So you got that cool texture. That's what I did on that page. And then I put one of the little postcards beside it. All right, we're going to go to the sewing machine. Sewing lamb. Yeah. You saw it laying there? All right, let's go to the sewing machine. Yeah, there's the size. I showed you the size. All right, so I'm going to stitch around this edge. I'm going to come in about 1/4 of an inch. And then I'll rotate it. Rotate. All right. So I just went around the edge of that. Sewing lamb. All right, so then I took a bit of fabric and I glued it to the back side of a half sheet. That was an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. 8 by 10 is what the image printed as. I trimmed it out. It's a Calico Collage image. I think this is from, might be from Serendipity or One Fine Day. And I found, just for your FYI, if you're using basically a half sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, that if you have a 44-inch by 1-inch strip of fabric, you should be able to go all the way around and have a little snippet, I think this was it, left over. So you could use the whole 44 inches. And I just gathered it around and glued it down, and then I stitched around it. And that's going to go on my front cover here. So I'll just glue this into place. You love that? Well, thank you. So I'll just come back in here and glue it. I could have sewn it, but I wanted to sew that outside edge, and I've already put the cardstock on the inside, and sometimes you just kind of have to decide what is the better way. So I'm trying to put a generous coat of glue, and then we're going to line this up on our page here. And press it into place. You're a ruffle chick. Well, there it is. I put ruffles. All right. So then I have, yeah, here it is. I have a stamp that we're going to use. If I can get my acrylic block. I thought y'all might like this. This is a new stamp in my shop. You ready? I'm going to stamp it right up here at the top. This journal made by. Woot woot! You like it? This journal made by. Alright, so I didn't have pockets pre-made. Let me see if I have anything. Well, that's a pocket we could put right there. It's bright and colorful. I have this teacup. Let's figure out what we could do there. Maybe I could take that teacup, and I've got a book page here. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to at least cut off this edge. And we're going to cut off part of this edge. I'm going to leave a little bit of a border. And then I think what I want to do is we'll put it on here. And then we're going to rip. And maybe we'll stamp this a little bit. I'm just trying to make a pocket for whatever, extra papers. Maybe I'll even fold up this mop-up page that we made. Okay, so I think I want to stamp a little flower in this corner. So I'm going to grab this, and I've got... Oh, here we go. Let's do the beach rose again. I'm going to be adding more flowers to my shop. I like that. See how that kind of peeks out there? All right, let's go all the way around. Kind of obscures that text just a little bit. And then we'll put that on top. And that'll be our pocket. You're not fast enough? All right, let's glue this down. Gotta be fast. All right, I think I need some distress ink right there. Okay, let's glue that down. And then we're going to put this journal together and we're going to do a flip through. Junkie Joe's on a break for a minute. I didn't put tabs this time. I'm just going to leave it like it is. I think I might have some journal cards here. I'll look if I've got some. But I think we're going to fold up or cut up this mop-up page. Bright and colorful. Scooch back, stuffs. Scooch back. Okay, so we've got this little piece. So what if we let's kind of fold it as if it's an envelope, maybe. To me, this is one of the easiest ways to turn a sheet of paper in an envelope. And this is how they used to do it. They would write their letter and then fold it up and use a seal to seal it shut on here. Let's stamp the got the postage stamp here. Let's stamp it like it's a letter. I got all the stuff out, might as well. And let's use the cancellation stamp. And then we're going to turn this over and use address. And while we're at it, we're going to stamp a little flower. There. All right, so let's find a little something we can put on the back side. Uh-oh. Am I buffering? It's coming and going. Well, it says I've got good coverage. We're almost done. Let it be at the end that it would do this. All right, I'm going to look for a little embellishment on my embellishment goodies here. See what I can find. Little sunflowers. How about this little piece? What if we did that? That's kind of neat. Well, the upload speed is low, it looks like. Okay, so I think we're going to put that right there across the back. So I'm going to put a little glue on here. And that's going to go right about there. I don't want it to glue shut accidentally. So we're just going to take this and pop it in the pocket. All right, let's put our journal together. Getting rid of my stuff here. I don't need the glue. I will want those. I don't need that. Oh, yes, I do want that because I want to crease this bag a little bit. Okay. Smacks the internet. Say, behave, you behave. Okay, so now I need, where's all my printed pages? Okay. So we're going to do a Flittering Gems page. I think we'll do that one. This is from the Daydreaming kit. I think we'll do that one. And then we've got the All About Robins kit. I think I like that one. All right, so we'll put that over there. So we've got 3 of those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. So I'm going to fold these in half. I'm going to look at these and see if there's one. I think this one would be a perfect one to open the journal with. So that's going to go in the first spot. And I mixed up all these kits. I used All About Robins. I used the Wildflower kit. I was just having fun mixing up all these kits so that it could be such an eclectic journal. Flittering, yeah, it's a pretty kit. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here, Heather. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so there's a printed page. I've got strings from the fabric everywhere. All right, so these are kind of the half sheets. These are printed pages. And I think I want this in the dead center. And let's look here. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. And let's put this right here. No. Put this. Kind of rearranging how I want this to be laid out here. Okay, I think I got it now. So we're going to grab a page, and then I want this to be closer to the front of the journal. So I'm putting one of the planner pages there. And this is one of my mop-up papers. I get it evened out a little bit. I'm going to grab this printed page. Then I'm going to grab my half page. And then we've got our yellow page. And we're going to start back at the beginning with Flittering Gems. Yeah, I like this. Okay. And this is a half little page. Yep, I see that we're doing buffering. I guess I'm going to have to call about the internet. Bear with me, we're almost done. All right, so I've got all of those pages. And it's going to go in our cover here. I'll put it together. Usually she has a sale in her shop. So you'll have to kind of look. She doesn't have a coupon code per se, but if you buy X dollars worth from her shop, or I think that's what it is, you get discounts. And it shows in her shop. There's like a little thing that says, if you buy this amount, then you get this discount. All right, so I'm just going to paper clip. I can get it to go. There it goes. I'm trying to use all my paper clips to hold it together as I punch my holes in the cover to sew the pages together. Okay, so I got that part. I got a little template here. I'm going to put that right down the middle. And I've got a piece of fun foam. And I'm just going to do a pamphlet stitch. So I'm going to poke 3 holes and use wax linen thread in my cover. Okay. I've got a needle, bookbinder's needle. I have those in my shop. Oh, my paper clip sprung. Sometimes it gets fluffy. We're going to do 3 times the height in wax linen thread. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, we're going to flip through this journal and we'll give it away. We got to give away the last goodie packs. I'm going to do that here in just a moment. So if you haven't already entered the raffle, please do so. If you want a chance to win this journal that I made today, then please, by all means, make a donation of any dollar amount. When you make a donation, remember you get a discount in my shop. And you get access to several of my digital downloads. And I'll be adding some more. I'm working on some designs for digital freebies. I'm going to be giving away. I've just been so busy making the rubber stamps at the moment. All right, so I did a pamphlet stitch, sewing it back and forth. I want to make sure that it's not bound up. No kinks, no knots. We're going to just do a square knot. All right. Oops, there it goes in the floor. Let's see if I've got some little charms here. I've got a little flower. And I've got this little silver heart. Let's do that. Silver heart and a flower. So I'm going to tie this off. So I'm just going to slip this in here. Knot. Thank you, Heather, for your donation. And then we'll do this tiny, 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 tiny heart. Tiny, tiny heart. I'm ready for some dinner. I'm hungry. All right. Like so. All right, so I need to sign it. And then we're going to draw for the little goodies. And then we're going to flip through this journal. So this journal made by, you ready? Linda A. Israel. And this was on 4/19/2021. Your journal is hot air balloons. Oh, awesome. Yeah, mine is worn out. I need to make a new template. I do have a template on my website that you can download. Just write to Lori while I'm there. All right, so the winner of the little goodies is, are you ready? Who's the winner? The winner is Jerome Roberts. I don't know you, Jerome. So, hey, make sure that you get over on my website at lindaisrael.com and send me a message with your mailing address. If you can, I'd greatly appreciate if you create a user account and input your address there, and then use the contact me and say, hey, I'm Jerome. I won on YouTube, and I'll get your prize sent out to you. Well, thank you, Lori. I'm glad you love the ruffles. All right, so I'm going to clean my hands real fast. All right, so I'm going to open the raffle now. These people have donated. Robin, Irma, Suzanne, Margarita, Lori, Heather, Janice, Heather again, and Bevies, and CPTJER. I don't know who that is, so let me know who that is. And then Irma again, and Heather again. Thank you so much. Heather Blood and Heather Winner for donating. All right, so we're going to go giveaway, reset, click here. Right click there, and we're going to copy. So this is for those who have donated only. Those are the ones that can enter, and you can do so now. All right, so I used a paper bag for the cover. I printed a Calico Collage image. I added the ruffle to the back of the image, and then I sewed. I had this strip of fabric that goes all the way around the spine of the journal. And then we open it up. I had this purple paper that had hearts on it that were embossed. So I used that in the background. And this is one of Norella's little pockets that I put here. And this is from One Fine Day. I like the colors. So this is a truly eclectic floral journal. So we got this page here. One Fine Day, Daydreaming, and had this purple card, and had some of this pink fabric left over, and this is where I stamped, made my own little pockets here. We did some stenciling here and stamping. This is from the All About Robins kit. That's from the Wild Flowers kit. We made this today by just using a book page and layering some little tore off sheets and papers. And I love the little envelope that I made. I thought that was kind of fun. I like eclectic, Kathy says. And this is some of the seed packets. I love the sunflower. Just a little pop. You know, we're changing colors in here. And then all the little embellishments we put on the jean. Thank you, Janice. And then here's another yellow page. And we made the new, this is my new stamp in my shop, border stamp. This is from Flittering Gems on this side. This is one of those tear off pages. I've got some from the Purple Elegance. Just a little collage. I was using that stamp that I showed just a little while ago. So this is the same concept that I did. I just added the fabric and the postcard to that. Made that mop-up page and then typed or stamped the hope on there. And then here's a pocket here. So this comes out. And then inside there, we have these two journal cards. And then we have the whole back side because that was a oatmeal box. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know. I put it on the top. I'll put it on the back. Let's put it that way. And that goes in here. It says, I am creative. It looks like I didn't glue that down all the way. So I'm going to put a little glue. Pinch that together. On this side, I had some scraps left over. And so I used some scrap of paper here, a scrap of paper here. And this was a tore off page from Grandma's Garden, I think it is. This is some of Norella's seed packets. Then we stamped this little card. Every mountaintop is within reach if you just keep climbing. And I like the little flowers around that. It's kind of a nice little frame. And it's all one layer. Another one of Norella's cards. Then on this side, we have the journal cards again in the pocket. Little fab. My stitching is messy. I think I need to rethread my machine. I haven't played with it, the tensions, in a while. And that goes in here. Cute. Mixing the mop-up pages together with the others. Glittering gems. The yellow page. More of the yellow page. It's truly eclectic. We put a little something on every page that is different. And then we made this little envelope, so this will fold out. You can add more embellishment to it if you want, or leave it blank so that you have the whole thing to write upon. And there's our ending. Thank you so much, Rob. I'm glad you love the new stamps. I'm trying to add more. I appreciate it. Hello, Jerome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, get out and create something. This is a new corner stamp that I just cut, but I haven't put the backing on yet. I have it laying here on my desk with a million other things. So I'll be back next Monday. We will work on the Dancing Dragonflies kit. I'll have more rubber stamps and stencils, Tattered Angels, to show you next week. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Julie, thank you so much for being here. All right, so the winner of today's journal is, are you ready? Make sure everybody's in. Robin's in, Bevy's in, Janice in, Suzanne's in, Jerome's in, Heather, Irma, Heather Wiener, and Margarita. Let me see, who are we missing? Irma, Heather Blood. Heather Blood, did you get in? I didn't see. Yep, Heather Blood's in. Heather Winner is in. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we got 1, 2, 3. Lori's in. Robin's in. Irma's in. Irma's in. And Janice. Janice is in. Bevy's is in. CPTJER. Is that the same as Jerome? Is that you, Jerome? And Heather Blood. Okay, I think I got everybody. Smack the internet. Okay. Smacks the internet. I won, Jerome. Woohoo! What a time. I know, exactly. All right, so let's give away this journal, and the winner is Heather Winner. Congratulations, Heather. You won. I greatly appreciate your support today. And you basically bought the journal. Congratulations. All right. I believe I have your mailing address because don't you get the Stencil Club, Heather? I think that's right. So yay! Congratulations. Okay, I thought so. CPTJER's Jerome. All right, perfect. Yay! Now I know who everybody is. Congratulations! Yay! That's awesome. Congratulations, Heather. All right, everybody. Well, it's time for me to get off here. You're very welcome. Thank y'all for being here and hanging out with me. Like I said, do check out my Facebook group by Linda Israel, the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Check out my website, lindaisrael.com, and look for next Monday, the Dancing Dragonfly subscription box will be launched and will ship out on May the 15th. You're very welcome, Lori. Thank y'all for being here. You're very welcome. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you got some ideas and inspiration for making a journal. Thanks so much for being here today, everybody. I'm going to get off here because the internet's being cranky. Thank you all so very much. I'll say this. Thank you so very much. Have a great weekend. All righty. Bye, everybody. Bye, everyone. You're very welcome. All righty. I'm going to get off here. Y'all have a great day. Bye, everybody. Yay!